So I wanted to redo this video. I made a few errors. One, the brightest star on Orion is not the 21st star. It is actually the 5th and the 4th. It's Betelgeuse or Betelgeuse, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Regal. Betelgeuse is the red star. You notice the red star doesn't really flicker, doesn't change colors. It's pretty wild. It stays red, but it still has the rings like the other stars. Anyway, so this is my picture. I used it before. I'm going to use it right now. From August 17th, 2023 at 4:54 p.m. or a.m. rather. And just to show you, you cannot adjust it. Yeah, I can adjust it down here, right? This part here. But I can't adjust the top part. See how it's grayed out? The original, you can't adjust that. It stays there. That's the original time it was taken. Okay? And so, the other day, a couple days ago, this weekend rather, I was out, had a little fire, and it was a clear night, and I was like, cool, I'll try to get, like the Big Dipper and all that on camera. I ended up getting Arcturus instead. For some reason, the P1000 does not like picking up some of these stars. Only the brighter stars, but whatever, I'm not going to complain. At least I can see the brighter ones. So thank you, Yahweh, for that one. So this is one of the pictures I took. This was at 8:41 p.m. on Friday, which was the 26th of April. Sorry. This is from the same day, just 3 minutes later. Now, I'm going to show you again here just to prove to you, because I know there's a lot of Professor Days running around. A lot of Josh Tribals and, other people that want to come at me sideways. So, right here you can see April 26, 2024, 8:44 p.m. Alright? I still see Orion. Okay? So that poses a big problem on the globe. Orion rides on the equator. I can see it for 9 months. Shouldn't happen. And you can say refraction and twilight, and you can say all you want to say. But you're blowing smoke up the wrong rear end because it's just going to get puffed back out. And I'm not going to accept it. That's all there is to it. I love coffee. Anyway, so I had to do a little union break. I'm not part of the union. I do contract work. I put in hardwood flooring. Pretty good at it. Someone tried saying that flat earthers are non-employable. So stupid. I really want to get out of this world. I really do. So anyway, I'm going to show you why you can't use refraction and why it makes you look completely stupid. I didn't call you stupid. I said it makes you look stupid. Remember that. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm doing a screen recording on my phone, so bear with me. Now, here's Orion, right? See if I can get in here. There's Orion on the equator, right? Loquid is in relation to Pollux and Castor on Gemini. And then you essentially got Cantus Major, or Minor, or Major. You got Sirius down here. In fact, if you can find Orion, you can always find Sirius. It's just a little bit behind him. All right? Now, here's the thing. There's Leo, right? And you got Boots. And you got the Big Dipper. You got the Little Dipper. So, here's the issue, and this is why you cannot use refraction, as it makes you look like a dummy. On Saturday night, I think it was a Friday night, whichever it was, the 26th, when I went outside, I just happened to look up, because I was watching the stars. My boys and I were outside. We were like, all right, when's the first star coming in? You find the first star. It was a little game. We try playing sometimes. Now, I all of a sudden looked up, and I saw Castor and Pollux. And I'm like, no way. There's no way Orion is still visible at night. Because the sun was down, right? Yeah, the sky was still a little lightish. You can see in the picture, right? But you're not going to see the stars if the sun lights out. It's impossible. Mr. Super Mode, he does have some of the planet, or the wandering stars rather, during the daytime on his P1000. But he's got an app, and he knows exactly where it is, so he can zoom in on it. If you don't know exactly where it is in the daytime, you're not going to see it because the sunlight drowns out the starlight. It's a brighter light source, right? So in order for the stars to be seen, the sun's already got to be down, right? When I saw Castor or Pollux there, rather, I went out on the other side of my house to get a better view of the west, and sure enough, the first thing I saw was Orion's belt. And then I saw this little guy up here, and then Betelgeuse on the side. I did not see Regal, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. Regal, I think, was below the horizon. If I can make it, I think that's about what I saw right there. If you want my honest, okay? Because I didn't see these bottom two stars. Essentially, in the picture, you can see that. I think this star might have been just coming in. The belt and Betelgeuse was out. Now, for the reason you cannot scream refraction, because I saw these two stars in their exact place, and they were in line with Leo and the sickle, which was in line with Boots, which was in line with the Big Dipper. In other words, all these stars are still in line with each other. There was no squishing right here, refraction, or anything going on, or distortion, because if you knew what refraction is, it is the distortion of an image. Okay? If something refracts, it's distorted. And it's just the way it is, right? So, my point is this. Orion, see Orion's in the west? Look at, and this is, I'm gonna make it complete Barney style. So if you go straight up, boom, 90 degrees, boom, there is the Big Dipper. See how it is always, Orion is always 90 degrees ahead of the Big Dipper. And I can see the Big Dipper year round. See, watch this. Okay? I can see the Big Dipper every single day of the year where I live. So, with that being said, if any of you have seen my video or seen my post, because I'm all over the place about this, I am very, very vocal about it. And this is my whole point. This is the whole argument that I come out with about Orion. First, Orion, I can see Orion in the east in August. I can see it all through the winter, through the rest of the fall, the entire winter, and most of the spring, because remember, spring goes until June, okay? So I'd say most of the spring is only 2 months in spring, March and April, I can see it. April 26th is when the last day I saw it was over here in the west, right? That's impossible right there. Whereas the equator, I can see it for 9 months. You should only be able to see it for 5 months on the equator if you know exactly what the solar system is. Now, they'll tell you, oh, well, the stars move on their own paths and trails and all this and do their own thing. Well, they're a bunch of freaking liars because all their stars match this planosphere, and they're fixed with each other. They don't deviate from each other. It's how the ancients were able to navigate. The astrolabe is built off the North Star being in the center. And then some nut job on TEDx says you can use a globe model and the flat earth model for it. If they only knew what the globe model required, it's impossible to use an astrolabe or a sextant on it, or even a compass for that matter. I'll show you that in a second. I got a compass right here, because Walt Marine doesn't have a compass. Anyway, so here's Polaris, okay, right there. Now, I live on the 43rd degree parallel, which is right about here. Okay? Look where the Dipper rides. Pretty much between the 60th and the 40th, or 45th, right? So, my observer point is here at the 43-degree parallel. I'm looking north at the North Star, or Polaris. Now, everything is based off of the relation of my position to Polaris, and then observing the stars. So, when Orion comes to the east, the Big Dipper is always, okay, on the other side of Polaris from my view in my far north horizon, okay? Like I said, this is the night horizon, the north part, right? And that's where Orion, the Big Dipper is. Now, when Orion, I can trying to do this with one hand and hold the phone in the other hand, and it's like, where's my officer Dan? So here, the Big Dipper is to the east of the North Star. Look where Orion is to the south. And if I was to spin this to the west, the Big Dipper would be between. I'm gonna just do it just because. So the Orion's here on the equator still. Hasn't deviated. I know, I was dumb. Okay, it's in the west. Let's get serious now. All right, so it's in the west, right? And look where the Big Dipper is. It's in my south, see? So when I say I'm standing here, right? And when I say the Big Dipper, actually, I'm sorry, I'd be up here. When I say the Big Dipper is between myself and the North Star, it's south of the North Star, but I'm more south than the Big Dipper is from the North Star, so it's between myself and the North Star. If I was up here in the 70th, then essentially the Big Dipper would be south of me, right? So that's what I mean. The Big Dipper, I can see all year round, and Orion rides 90 degrees ahead of it, right? So it's impossible for this to work on a globe model with all their spinning, gyrating garbage and bullcrap that they say. Compass. See how it's facing the north right now? Now watch this. I tilt it up. Look at it. Starts to go away. See, if I turn it up like this, it starts to spin down. The minute I level it, look where it goes. To the north. So if I'm on the 40th parallel, or 45th parallel, halfway down, because there's 90 degrees between the North Pole and the equator, right? And I got this slightly tilted, it's not going to work. That's pointing to the east. That's actually pointing to my sunrise right now. See that? Now it's pointing to the north. Okay? When I come up like this, watch. It doesn't work. It wouldn't work. This would be on the equator right here. I got a vertical. Look at that. Look at that crap. When you point it back down level, boom. Look where it goes. So your compass can't even work on a globe. And yeah, I'm a United States Marine. I've been trained how to use these. I'm not a professional at these. I don't have some college degree. I can't go out and teach you some of the most advanced things on them. But I can sit there and I can shoot an azimuth with a map in my hand with my compass and find out exactly where I am and where I'm going. Okay? I've been trained to do that. Especially if you give me a contour line map, it's over. I can navigate the entire world with just my compass. With the stars, the sun, and that contour line map of the entire Earth, you'll never get lost. Ever, ever, ever. Okay? And the faster you learn about these stars, the faster you'll be able to navigate, and you'll never get lost. You know, I've hiked in the Adirondacks before, and we bushwhacked from, I think it was Indian Pass, where you come down off of Dix, or Hunter Pass maybe, and we bushwhacked from there over the Dial and Nipple Top, and then we walked down into St. Hubert's. We parked in Elk Lake area and ended up in St. Hubert's. That was a long walk. I think it was like 23 miles we walked that day, and I was only like 10 years old, 10, 11 years old, trying to do the Ironic 46ers. So, you know, the compasses work, you know, if you know how to use them. And I started using them at a young age, but when I got into the Marine Corps, they really taught me how to shoot azimuths and you know, hold a bearing and all that. They don't work on a globe. It's impossible. Just like Orion doesn't work on a globe. It's impossible. So if anybody tells you that, oh, it's because of how the universe moves and spins and all this, they don't know their head from the hole in the ground. And here's why. They say that the Earth spins on an axis of 23.4 degrees tilted, that it spins on the equator at 1,036 miles an hour, that it rotates around the sun at 66,000, some say 600 miles an hour, some say 700 miles an hour. Doesn't make a difference. And then they say that the sun shoots through this galaxy at 500,000 miles an hour, and then somehow this galaxy is moving within the entire space. And it's just like, if everything's moving at once, how does it line up symmetrically like it does every single day? You can go out there every single day and you can see the stars in the same spots. If you have one of these, okay, let's see, today is, I think, the 27th of April. Let me get this out here real quick. So if I went out tonight at April, we'll say like 9 o'clock at night, right? If I went out tonight, is that right? No, I'm sorry, I got the wrong time. Let me fix. So we'll say April tonight at 9 o'clock. If I was to go out there at 9 o'clock at night, this is approximately what you should see in the night sky where I live. There's the north, and there's the southern half, right? So, and you will, every single night. I've used this thing for 2 years now, and it's been accurate for 2 years. Hasn't deviated. So, again, Orion Bust the Globe. This was the updated version. Sorry it's so long. There was some information I wanted to throw in that I should have thrown in earlier, but I didn't. So, anyway, I hope this helps, and thanks for watching, if you watched.